What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. Yes, it's your girl, Miriam Kade. For people who don't know me, I am a content creator and a model. If you want to check me out on my socials on Instagram, it's going to be right here. And yes, I am back with another explanation on African Folktales Reimagined. Every time I say it, it's like so mysterious. African Folktales Reimagined. But yes, we are episode 2 today, and I hope you guys are ready. Let's get into this video, okay? I've literally been recommending this series to everyone I know. My whole family, my friends, Muslim friends, African friends, American, everybody. I've been recommending this series to everybody because it's so interesting. And if you're not watching it, then what are you doing? Go watch it right now. Remember, it's a different story each episode. And I actually found out that every episode has its own filmmaker as well. So it's 6 different filmmakers and 6 different stories. We are on episode 2 today, and it is called Halima's Choice. So get your snacks, get your drinks, whatever, and let's talk about it. Heads up, it is in a different language. This episode is in a different language. But we're all grown here, okay? We could focus for a few minutes and read some subtitles, y'all. We can do this. We can do this. I actually had to like go back and watch it and just pause every sentence. Boom. Now, let's get into it. The second episode of this series leads us to the Great Exodus, where a mass migration of people migrated and uploaded themselves into a virtual world called Napata. In this episode, 99% of the people in the villages left their village and uploaded themselves. 1% of those people in the villages end up staying because they didn't want their lives being ran by artificial intelligence. So this episode starts off in one of the villages where the 1% stayed, and we are met with our main character, played by Habiba Umi. And she's talking to her mother, and she's like daydreaming and wondering, like, did everybody upload themselves but us? Like, are we the only people that didn't upload ourselves? Her mom snaps her out of it and is like, well, you better not talk like that when you're married and you're around your husband. And we can instantly tell, like, Halima does not like the conversation of marriage. Like, she did not mess with that conversation at all. So she gets up and she takes a little walk to calm herself down. And she runs into a man that's laid down on the ground, passed out. The man who is passed out on the ground is played by Adam Garba. And the first thing she does is go through his stuff. I was like, girl, that's not what you're supposed to do. But she goes through his stuff and she finds a little device, and she picks up the device, and he wakes up. So then she hurries up and put all his stuff back together, and then she leaves. She goes back into the village, and she tries to gather her dad and her, the men in the village to go figure out what's going on with this dude that's laying down on the ground. And a side note, the way that she had to like sit there and wait for her dad to like acknowledge her and like not say anything to him until he said something to her, it just showed, to me anyways, it shows like how much control the men really did have with the women. Like, they weren't praying or anything, he was just talking, and she couldn't even come up to him and say, hey, like, I just found a man passed out, can you hurry up? Now, the dad and the rest of the men in the village go out to see what's going on with this man, and they end up asking him a couple questions to make sure he didn't upload himself to the virtual world. And he basically says, no, I'm from a village nearby, and our people hated the people in Napata who uploaded themselves. We don't believe in that or whatever, but hard times came, we didn't have no food, and a lot of people started uploading themselves, so I ran away. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't believe right there, that's just, it's something. But they end up believing him, and then they take him in. Now, the next scene leads us to a meeting that Halima has with her dad, her mom, and the man that she's supposed to be marrying. And you can tell in this meeting, she was not here for it. Like, she was just not here for it. But the man gave her a dress, a bazen, and I guess it's just another gift towards marriage. And the dad and the mom are just standing there like smiling so weird and awkwardly towards her, and she just like not happy at all, and they're just like, this is going good. Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, don't worry, you're gonna wear it on Friday. Don't worry. Like, it was so weird. I did not like that. That really made me upset, because it's like, really, y'all not even paying attention to her body language, her emotions, like what? So in the next scene, her and her mother are cooking, and you can tell this is when she actually gave her attitude to her mom, because I felt her on this, honestly. Her mom was like, oh, are you gonna let the soup burn? And she was like, are you worried about me burning soup at my husband's house? Because clearly that's all that you care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave me alone. And her mom was like, are you talking to me like that? And I honestly felt her, because it's like, dang, you don't understand the pain you're inflicting on your daughter. Like, yo, pay attention. You know, pay attention. And this is actually the first time I seen her mom give her a little bit of sympathy. And she ends up moving her chair next to her and giving her a hug. And Halima just started crying. And it kind of made me feel like, well, the mom kind of doesn't have any control in any say at all, neither. So she kind of just like, it's tradition, you know? Okay, so then in the next scene after that, we're seeing Halima feeding the men in the village. This was just like, where are the other women? Where are your moms? Like, why is she having to feed all of the men in the village? I don't understand that. But she was just going around giving food to the people in the village. And she runs into the man that she helped in the beginning of this episode, the man that was passed out on the ground. She ends up seeing him, and she goes over to him and starts giving him some food. And she acknowledged to him that she has something that he may want. And he's like, oh, can I get it back? And she says, we have to meet up later, because she found out that was the device to upload yourself to the virtual world. This is when it really gets crazy. This is when everything starts going crazy. They meet up later on that day, and they walk into a cave. And while they're walking to the cave, she's like, teach me how to use it. He's like, can I have it back? She's like, teach me how to use it. And so he teaches her how to use it. You know, she puts it on her what is that called? Her temples. Yeah, there you go. She put it on her temple, and it basically brings her into a virtual world. Now, in this virtual world, wherever place you're thinking, you can be into that place. Whatever food you want to eat, you can eat that food. Whatever you want to taste, you can taste it. And it's basically like anything you want, you can just think it. And so she sees that it's like girls just being free and just being, you know, in their own skin, not worried about anything. Not only does it give her the good side of things, but it also gives her her biggest fears. Straight darkness, where she heard a baby crying. Elderly women in the village come and surround her, you know, praising her for being married, basically. And her ugly husband coming to give her a hug or something. Like, he was just, And so she ends up deciding to keep the device. And that night she decides to leave and run away, because she doesn't want to be married to anybody. So she waits till her mom is sleeping, and then she ends up leaving the house, and she goes to get Umar. Now, she goes to get Umar, and he's like, I can't go with you. And she's like, I cannot do this without you. Like, what are you talking about? You can't come with me. Are you crazy? Are you the kids? He ends up telling her the truth, and he tells her that he is an AI from that world, and he literally just came out to recruit other people like her to upload themselves into a virtual world. So she automatically feels betrayed and feel like she's been used, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm a project, I'm a village girl project to you. Are you the kids? Are you dumb? I thought we was friends, okay? In that same situation, her parents found out that she was gone and she was about to run away. And so they're outside. The dad had the whole village out already. The dad had the whole village out with fork knives and fires looking for her in the dark. And they ended up finding the dude, Umar, because she ran. She's like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I gotta go. And they find him. And the dad starts the dad and the men start beating him up. Like, what did you do to my daughter? Where is my daughter? What is going on? And so they're beating him up. And so she feels like she has to come out of hiding now because they caught him. And her dad goes to her and she's like, did he force you to leave with him? And she was like, no, I just don't want to get married to this ugly ass I don't want to get married to this old dude that you guys are trying to force me into marriage. The dad gets mad and ends up Umar, who is the AI. They ended up finding out he was an AI too. The dad found out that he was an AI while they were beating him up. He's seen his head and he's like, oh, he's an AI. Yeah. But they end up unaliving Umar, who is the AI. They unalive him. And she starts crying. That was so funny to me. Like, sidebar, that was really funny to me how she cried after they unalived him. It was just hilarious crying to me. But the next day she gets married. And this pissed me off. It pissed me off. Because after your daughter really was about to run away and told you that she was running away because she didn't want to get married to this man, you go ahead and marry her anyways? What is wrong? Huh? Yes, they married her to Tonton Jufure over here. Yes. That's what they married her to. But she gets married to him, and the next scene is her in the room really feeling like depressed. She was done. Like, the energy in her body was gone. It was done. And her mom comes and sits next to her. And her mom, I guess, found the device that she had to, to go into that virtual world. And sidebar, her mom was like, here, you've never been good at hiding stuff from me. No, you've never been good at staying out of her business. You've never been good at giving her privacy. This is a PSA for every African mom out there. Listen, give your children privacy. Please, please, we beg you, I beg. Because that's gonna be the #1 thing that they literally leave your house for. If they don't have privacy, they're not going to want to stay. Give your children privacy, please. Now, she shows her the device and she says she's never been good at hiding. And Halima was like, I don't even care. Go ahead and show whoever is in charge of me at this point. If that's either my dad or my new husband now at this point, just show it to them. And her mom was like, that's not what I want for you. And I honestly wanted to destroy the device, but I feel like if I did, it would have inflicted more pain on you, and I didn't want to inflict any more pain on you. And so it also confirms like what I said earlier when I said I feel like the mom didn't have any choice anyway. She was just like, it's tradition. I had to do it. You're doing it. I don't care. We need money. And so she ends up giving her device back and she leaves. Girl, when I tell you, that's all she needed. As soon as her mom left, this girl said, oh, bet. You don't want to inflict any more pain on me? I get that. I understand that. It's not you. I don't blame you. It's me. It's not you. The reason why I'm leaving, it's me. I gotta go. I see that this right here is not working for me. We gotta go. And so she grabs the device. She takes all of her Bazin stuff off, the wardrobe that she had to get married in. She takes all that off. She covers her head and she walks away. What I thought was funny was the men praying, right? And she was just walking away like, Allahu Akbar. And she was gone, okay? She was out. She was not playing with y'all. And again, the ugly husband comes back in their hut that they were supposed to be in, and he seen that she was gone, and he runs out. He's like, my wife, I have to get my wife. So he runs out and gets all the men in the village again, and the mom comes back. The mom was so disappointed, but I'm like, girl, how are you disappointed? You know your daughter was not happy, especially the mom. The mom especially knew that she wasn't happy. Her mom was there with her every day. All the crying, all the emotions. Her mom knew for a fact that she wasn't happy. But the villagers go out and have a search party for her. The whole squad was out there. And so she went back to the cave and she visits the virtual world again. And she sees that Umar, who was unalived in the real world, is alive in the virtual world because he was an AI. And he came to her, he looked at her hands, and he was like, dang, she got married. He was like, you can stay here. And she was like, no, it's not real. He understood why she didn't want to stay, because at the end of the day, it is an artificial world. It's not real. I'm gonna wake up from this virtual world on top of a tree somewhere in the dark. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to live my life in the real world as well than in the virtual world. I'm gonna check back on y'all, but she's like, it's not real. So she ends up getting out of the virtual world and she starts walking away. And that's the end of the episode. She walks away from her village and she's just walking in the middle of nowhere, girl, about to pass out like Umar did. But nah, yeah, that was the end of it. She basically made her choice, and she either decided that she was gonna stay unhappy with this man or leave. She's not stuck in the same situation. And you know what's crazy? Pay attention to the part where they're walking to the cave and she says, our ancestors will be disappointed in us because we haven't made any change or any type of improvement since they've been here. And I feel like her mind was just stuck on that, was telling her like, I don't know why we haven't evolved. Even if we didn't want to go and upload ourselves in the virtual world, at least evolved in the village, and not forcing your children to do anything. Give your children the freedom to choose on their own, you know? But that's the end of episode 2. Y'all gonna be seeing me again for episode 3, okay? And then episode 4 and 5 and 6, okay. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know if you was in her position, would you stay or take a big risk, take a leap of faith? In my decision, I feel like she made a great decision. I feel like if it's a calculated risk, it will work out. No matter how it looks at any point in time, you know it in your heart. If I take this leap of faith, I'm going to do it. And God wouldn't put an idea in your head if you wasn't going to succeed, okay? Your higher power wouldn't put an idea in your head if you weren't going to succeed it, okay? So don't do yourself a disservice. Don't disappoint yourself and not take that leap of faith. Do not be scared and keep your mind in fearfulness and not try new things, okay? Try everything, and when you try, if you fail, pick yourself back up, try something new, okay? We are just trying everything until it sticks, okay? This is the era of learning, of building and continuing to evolve yourself and grow yourself. So I feel like she made a great decision. Another underlining meaning is that when you are on your own and when you leave your hometown, your family, and you're on your own, you sometimes need a virtual world. Okay, you sometimes need that getaway, that little bit of illusion, that little bit of imagination. It makes you feel crazy, but you're really not crazy. It's really you just manifesting what you want and you living in what you really, your energy is supposed to be living in. Continue living in that energy, regardless if it makes you feel delusional or not. Regardless, we need a little bit of delusion in our lives, okay? So comment down below, let me know what y'all think about it. I'm gonna see you guys again for episode 3, and like and comments, and yeah, I'll see y'all again. Remember to continue striving for greatness, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.